Saw Kyrie and Nike have officially broken up because of all that mishigas. They always say it's mutual, too. I love that. I love the press release logic that comes out. Everybody trying to save face or whatever. It was mutual. Yeah, Kyrie doesn't want that Nike money. He's just fine. They suspended him, obviously, because of that whole anti-Semitic whatever he was doing. And he's since been returned to the team and his playing status or whatever. And Nike was like, yeah, we're not going to. Kyrie is no longer a Nike athlete. We have mutually decided that it's in our best interests. He's been with him for a long time, by the way. He signed as a rookie, I think. So he made some money. But I always love when they say, because, you know, if you're the athlete, you're not going to be like, yeah, I'm a dummy, and they drop me. Losing out on hundreds of millions of dollars. Nah, I figured it's time for me to move on. I was tired of making that Nike money. The Cavaliers will play tonight against LeBron and the Lakers. He and Kyrie know each other, I think.
Yeah, they've met.
I think they've done a few things together. Lakers are 10-12 right now. Your Cavaliers are 15-9. And they'll get a crack at him tonight, right around the corner from here, 7:30 at the Romo Fijo. So 7 o'clock is when that will begin. Keep in mind, for people who are asking as we close in on Christmas, CLE Clothing Company. Anything you want from them, just use the promo code JOWW, J-O-W-W, double L. Not jowly. That would be a Santa thing. That would work too.
Santa's
but
getting a little jolly.
Jolly is what you want to use. Jolly for 20% off whatever you get. You want to hear from the talkback hater again?
Yes.
Of course. Wait, can we guess what it's going to be about?
Go ahead.
Your stupid bit.
Well, my stupid bit, but also, Bill, nobody cares who you bang, blah, blah, blah.
No, this is going to be in response to his first message, how we did the...
Okay.
Yeah.
You are correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, he's right.
You can leave us. Anybody can, and I love to get them. Talkback messages on the iHeartRadio app.
That dude calls or leaves messages all the time.
Number one, Alan, I don't message all the time. That was 2 today, none yesterday, hardly anything last week, so I don't know where you get this constant crap from. And I'm not in Maslin, and I don't stick my thumb up my ass like Bill does twice a day. So,
It's twice an hour, bud.
Yeah, I mean, let's, listen, when we get these messages, it tells us where you are. It geolocates where people are calling from, so.
here, I'm going to leave another one, Alan, from not Maslin, with not my thumb up my ass. Just to
I think this guy's thumbs up his butt, for
That's
sure.
how you know he's in Maslin, because he keeps saying not Maslin.
Yeah, and also, he's really trying to deny this thumb up his butt thing, and it feels like it's one of those guilty confessions. Like,
Well,
no,
he's
it's
still
not.
better than you if you're doing twice an hour.
I do twice an hour
Well, that depends.
at a minimum.
That depends on what you mean by better, because more might be
Well,
better.
this guy that says he's not doing it at all. Bill says he's doing it twice an hour.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
It's uncomfortable. I don't know what a right amount is. Twice an hour, once every 30 minutes? What's the range in the day? Or is it just during showtime?
No, I mean, it's all the time.
All the time?
Yeah.
In your waking hours, every 30 minutes?
Or so.
Do you switch, or is it the same one?
Oh, yeah, you got to switch. 2 thumbs, 1 hour.
I'm going to leave another one, Alan, from not Maslin, with not my thumb up my ass. Just to make sure you don't sound like a liar every time you say, this guy constantly texts when I don't. But today I will, since you had to open your mouth about me and try to make me a superstar. Air guitar is not a thing, so there's no talent to it. So being good at it's not a thing, like religion. Bye.
Don't they have air guitar championships and
Yes,
stuff where there's like money on the
absolutely.
line?
That's what we played the clip of from Wayne Dawson singing
right.
Skid Flute.
It was air guitar championships.
Our friend Zachariah Durr, who has been on the comedy tour and used to be in the video department before we farmed it out. He made it to the air guitar championships. Like he was
Pretty
a finalist.
sweet.
Yeah.
There's money on the line, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here, I'll send just one more just to legitimize your comment that I text constantly, and I'm constantly on here every day, blah, 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 when I hardly ever text through my phone because I have it over on the charger nowhere near when I'm listening to your radio show. Smart ass. Stop giving me
You only got me.
Duh.
It's the phone's all the way across the room. Couldn't possibly get it. I am a smartass, though. Thank you for recognizing that.
Smart ass. Stop giving yourself so much credit. But I will legitimize your comment today that I am going to non-stop. I'm going to leave more than that deaf, blind, retarded chick that's friends with the blind black dude. You know, just to make you right for
Cut him off just to make me right for once. Thank you. No, listen, the guy cranks the show up. I appreciate it. I want to make you a superstar. I love when audience members from this show become known in their own right.
Sure.
It's fantastic. We're going to make this guy a star.
A star, baby.
A superstar.
We just had a guy walk up to
Here I am again, once again, not from Massillon, Ohio, without my thumb up my ass. Try getting another divorce, dickhead. Bye.
What's that got to do with anything? Try getting another divorce. Haven't you heard Political Joe? I am once divorced.
And a broken
man. Thank you very much.
Broken man?
Once divorced and a broken man. So anyway, I don't know who that dude is. He never leaves his name or anything, but I love the messages. Keep them coming. I love it. I don't care where you are.
He never sends them, though. He doesn't do it very often.
I don't know where you are. Don't care where you are. This is Maslin. You would know where you are. I wouldn't know. I would only know what the geotagging tells me. So, listen, hashtag let them know. Alan, I'm a college counselor. You guys are talking about college admissions from a long time ago. ACT, SAT are now universally accepted at any college. Yeah, my point was just that was for public schools.
Not private.
Yeah, like private schools. What's wrong with things in the butt? Out here in Brunswick, we're totally fine with it.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I give it 2 thumbs up.
Bill Squire's Chris McQuanzica.
That's right. I bet this guy's going to go.
Could it really be in 10 days? 10 days.
Yeah, it's getting close.
We're 5 days away from Mary Santora's comedy special taping in Philadelphia.
We are.
She'll be joining us live from Philly on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sunday night at the Helium Comedy Club.
Yes.
Have you heard from any people who will travel or any Philadelphia area bureau chiefs other than Joe from Philly?
Joe is coming. I think Bill from South Jersey. I think it was him who messaged me on Instagram. Someone else messaged me on Instagram and was like, hey, I'm going to be there.
He's a big fan of yours.
So I've heard from a few people, a couple people on Twitter. Some guy asked if I was doing a meet and greet, MEAT.
That's a very specific thing.
And I was
Don't assume he misspelled.
Right.
That could be auto text-to-speech correct.
Sure. So there'll be at least a handful of people who are there on purpose that don't just have free tickets. So that'll be nice.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm excited. My nerves are wearing off a little bit. I've had a couple good shows in prep for it this past weekend, so I'm feeling really good about it.
Okay.
You know, it helps me prepare for something like that.
What?
Couple thumbs up the butt
I don't
every
wanna
hour.
do that.
All right, fine.
Every
Okay,
hour.
nice.
That's him sitting pretty over there.
Not my thing.
Oh, no, sitting is not great after you do all that.
Oh, no?
No.
Well, the way you describe it, I would think you would be well past getting used to it.
No.
Figured you'd be like
Never
really...
get used to it, but that's what keeps me on my toes.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You see the guy who killed himself at Disneyland?
No.
He killed himself.
Don't they call it the happiest place on earth?
Well, maybe that was his
Disneyland?
happy thing to do.
Hmm.
But also, they still can't declare him dead on Disneyland. They have to wait till they get outside because they'll never declare anybody dead at Disneyland.
Is that true?
That's a thing that I've heard, yeah.
What does that mean? They'll pull a body off of the park grounds and then go, they're dead.
Well, they won't declare them dead until they're off the park grounds so that they can say no one's ever died at Disneyland or Disney World.
Yeah, okay. That seems strange.
Yeah. Seems weirder.
Like
it seems weirder than just saying that, yeah, sometimes accidents happen.
Right. When we have hundreds of thousands of people coming through, probably millions of people every year, you're going to have some people die. What, they think it reflects poorly on them or something? We've never had anyone die here. Well, what about just on the other side of the gate? Oh, yeah. I mean, tons of people over there. Not in here. This guy was you never know what anybody's going through, but this sounds like a real quick pivot to suicide. This was a 51-year-old guy who had been the principal of Huntington Beach Elementary Schools for 22 years. That is a very hoity-toity community out there in L.A. He had been the principal for 2 decades, and he jumped off the parking structure at Disneyland after leaving a Facebook message because he was looking at, apparently he and his wife had kids and he was yelling at her, or he and the wife were in some argument. And his wife called the cops. And so now the guy was being charged with child endangerment because they were just having a very loud argument. And he posted a big, long Facebook thing and jumped off the top of a parking structure at Disneyland.
Wow, dude.
That's pretty wild.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
like you have a wife, you have 2 small kids, like, there's a lot to ride out there, but, you know, I mean, cooler heads are going to prevail. It's not like he was, you know, trying to murder his wife. So he left a big, long Facebook post that made it clear that that was going to be his last communique for people. He was due in court for a pretrial conference, which he directly blamed for his suicide before he leapt from the Mickey and Friends parking garage. So imagine, not only have you left your wife and your children in the lurch, but think of all the people who are just at Disneyland and walking around.
Yeah.
You know, you took your family there. It ain't cheap to go. You saved up the money. You finally went. You had the poor fortune to also park in the Mickey and Friends parking garage, and you're walking out. And he posted, "I hate when people leave this earth with so many unanswered questions. So here's some insight and perspective."
All right.
And then it's a big, long thing. I'm not going to bore you with it. But I mean,
what I want is insight in his perspective.
2 weeks ago, he and his wife got into a heated argument at home in front of the girls. Never did I hit, slap, or hurt Marlena, his wife, or the girls. Unfortunately, my wife's anger got the best of her, and she called the police, which landed me in jail that night. My wife truly regrets making the call, but now he's on the brink of losing his job because he's on administrative leave. However, the legal system is extremely flawed, especially against men and fathers. Again, this is a guy living in a very affluent community. He's had a pretty sweet gig for a couple of decades, and so I guess this hiccup was too much for him. Take care, everyone. Treat each other with kindness and grace. That's kind of how he ends it. I'm writing my final FB post to all of you. This is nothing I ever thought would happen to me. Anyway, he jumped off the roof, and, you know, wife, by the way.
Head first?
Foxy.
He dove at the ground?
Huh?
Or we don't know. I said like he did it nosedive?
Don't know. But he's got the look. I thought when I saw this story at first, I was like, is this guy like a sportscaster or something? Because he kind of had that smooth, dyed L.A. look to him.
Mm-hmm.
Nice teeth, nice clothes. He's 51. Wife looks considerably younger, especially if they had 2 little kids. And now the wife, of course, regrets making that call because he jumped off the top of. But if he lives in California, I'm curious how he ended up. Oh, Disneyland. I keep thinking Disney World.
Yeah.
Land. Oh, it's right out there. Okay.
Yeah.
He just drove there and jumped off. So he had
You
been.
think when he jumped off, he said, like Goofy.
What is it? Oh,
Right, whenever Goofy would fall off anything, he'd
Yeah.
do the ah-ha-ha-hooey thing.
hot dog, hot diggity dog. So, yes, the legal system is extremely flawed, in his words. Yes, especially against
there's
affluent
evidence,
white
yeah.
guys. So, yeah, this is it's a bad situation. But, boy, think about that. Because you could easily drive your car into a wall. You could take pills.
You got to be so
You
to
really,
go out like that.
You really wanted everybody to know about this, to see about this. He had 3 adult children from a previous relationship and 3 stepkids. And, yeah, I think he jumped right off the top.
Yeah, I sent you
Right there in Anaheim. So, okay, here we go.
right about the.
This is live footage of
well, it's not live. It's probably about.
That's what he did.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I've never heard that before.
Really?
No, I've
My
never
daughter
heard that either.
my daughter, when she was little, had the whole like Mickey Mouse Club phase. I've never heard.
That's from
Goofy
like
scream.
the old ones, though. Like we're talking the stuff that they made in probably the 50s, and we would watch this all the time. Goofy skiing.
And now that thrill of thrills, the ultimate goal of every ambitious skier, the ski jump. Ever faster and faster, a vertical human bullet. Ah, the exhilaration of it. The flight through the air with the grace and beauty of a bird on the wing.
I do love the move in cartoons where they're able to reposition themselves on something that's already flying in the air.
Yeah.
Like he climbs back on his skis when they're all in midair.
yeah.
Oh man, that's great.
That's
I love it.
fantastic. And I
That
love
is a guy.
Scream. I can't believe you haven't heard
No.
that scream.
That's
Oh,
how
it's
you know
great.
that Goofy didn't suffer from gravity intolerance.
Right.
He didn't have IBS because he was out there defying gravity.
Mm-hmm.
Alan, do you have a bureau chief out here in Grain Valley, Missouri? You would be the first. It's very dull. I'm here for my railroad job.
Hope you get sick days, bro.
Well, he's out there all the live long day. I hope he does.
He's got to untie all those damsels.
Listen.
It's a lot. It's a lot to do.
My paternal grandfather worked for the railroad, and it was real work. It was real work. So I grew up. One half of my family, I grew up in a railroad family, and that's why I don't like the pejorative term. He's getting railroaded. I don't care for that.
It's got to be a hard job, dude. You got to
Yes.
stop outlaws from battling on top of the cars.
When we were going through my grandfather's estate, and I was very young when he died. My mom was 29 when her dad died. Is I do kind of vaguely remember going through his effects and finding so many empty burlap bags with giant dollar signs on them that had been confiscated from him foiling railroad robberies.
Well, and not to mention all of the painted tunnels
Yeah.
that aren't actually tunnels.
Nope.
You gotta
And
watch
he
out.
It
had
was a real epidemic for a
It
while.
was.
He had there were huge in their garage. There were huge lengths of rope that he had taken off of damsels that had been like you
In
said.
distress.
Yes,
Almost,
right across.
Almost exactly like what I
Yes,
said.
almost like what you said. Almost.
Wait till you hear about these tunnels that were painted.
Oh man, I'll tell you what. Did I mention it was real work? I've got to take a break. If you want to text me for something, 35192. You can watch at alancoxshow.com. And you can always listen and leave us messages if you're so inclined. The iHeartRadio app.
The Alan Cox Show.
On 100.7 WMMS.